The day Nigeria wakes up, Africa will never be the same again.
Hey, this is Janetta. Yeah. This is a really nice Saturday here in, where am I? Yeah, I know where I am. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. But on this really nice day, I have been thinking things over, especially since the events of this week and the support that was shown to Ibrahim Traore. Sometimes these African names are difficult, but it's not difficult. This young man, Ibrahim Traore, he is really putting his life on hold, what he would regularly do if he was just going to work and coming back home and living a happy life. The responsibility that he has taken on has been phenomenal. But what has been even more than that is what the attacks that he has survived.
They try to take out Captain Traore, people. They try to take him out. I'm scared for his safety. I'm worried. There is no way that a president should be in office for only 2 years and have 18 attempts on his life.
There have been more than over 20 or more attacks on his life to try to kill him and stomp him out. And it's very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. We all should be surrounding him. We all, as black people, should be upholding him because of what he has done. This young man is sacrificing his life, his family, and the people that he loved that are around him, because they can use anyone to threaten him. But he has made a stand. But meanwhile, he has made a stand. Unfortunately, and this happens to all of the leaders we have had. It happened to Martin Luther King. It happened to Kwame Nkrumah. It happened to Steve Biko. It has happened to so many of our leaders, whether American, Jamaican, or Caribbean, or the United States. Those who have gone in the forefront of leadership have been destroyed not only by the CIA and the FBI and others. Marcus Garvey, who we celebrate as the father of the liberation movement, Pan-Africanism, the unity that we want. But do we really want it? Because we have people among us. Now, I don't know which ones are the worst. The ones that try to destroy our leaders and to be helpful and supportive of the CIA and COINTELPRO or the FBI or any other kind of investigative services from the West that will pull us down as a people? Or should I be angry at those that just sit by and watch and don't say anything? They don't make a move. But they're going to benefit from what has been done, the sacrifice of these lives. I think of Martin Luther King. I think of Malcolm X. I think of Patrice Lumumba. I think of all those who made a sacrifice. They stepped in there and said, my people are worth fighting for, and I want freedom, and I want it right now, not tomorrow, not the next day, but I want it right now. To have people right in their own group, black people, people like you and me, to either sit back or either be in collusion and support of putting our people in trouble and getting our leaders killed. How many black dirty hands are involved in Malcolm X's murder? How many dirty hands are involved in Fred Hampton's murder? How many dirty hands are involved in the murder of Patrice Lumumba or Kwame Nkrumah or Steve Biko and so many others that I cannot name? When are we going to face the fact that we have been enslaved so long until we don't know what to do to fight for freedom? We have accepted a piece of cornbread or some fufu or some ugali. Just give me some, master. Just keep my belly full and you can have anything I have. You got a president now of the DRC calling on the very people. CIA killed its first leader. Leopold came in there and destroyed over 220 million people, 20 million for sure.
Hitler kills 2 million white people. He is the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right that the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing.
People cut off their hands, cut off their foot. He did it. The King Leopold did it. And this stupid president, Felix Kaczak, I think that's his name. I really don't give a doggone, but the president of Congo, DRC Congo, called on Belgium first to save him from M23. Then next thing he did is he called on the United States, and he said to the United States, come here and get everything I got. Just keep these people away from me. He's going to give away trillions, and the United States say, okay, out of trillions, you can have $1 billion.
The United States has made it its business to bring peace to the Democratic Republic of Congo as it seeks to cash in on its minerals. U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday, through his advisor on Africa, Masad Boulos, made it clear that he expects a swift resolution to the security crisis plaguing Eastern DRC to make it possible for American private investors to move in.
Can you talk about the discussions for a deal with your country?
Très bien, merci. Bonsoir à vous.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. We are looking for partnerships, and we have established partnerships with many other countries, and we think the United States of America, given its role and influence around the world, is an important partner to have. And we are very happy to see that with the Trump administration, things are moving a lot faster on both sides.
Untapped deposits are worth an estimated $24 trillion. What would you need to happen to move forward with that relationship?
We want to extract these minerals, but also process them, as this would create a lot of jobs. And we want a partnership that will provide lasting peace and stability for our countries, which we need.
It's a dangerous place, the Congo. How would a U.S. company guarantee safety on the ground?
We can build our defense and security capabilities. And I think that the U.S. is able to use either pressure or sanctions to make sure that armed groups who are in the DRC can be kept at bay.
In the history of our country, and don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
And we're backing him. Why? Because you can buy your piece of bread. And we say that we're praying and believing God for what? I have not turned to one station, whether it's YouTube video or a radio station, that is saying that they had a call for all these churches we have on every corner, on every street. Not only in the United States, but here and many other countries where we're living in, Sunday morning, Saturday, and Sunday morning are busy times. We're in the churches. Even Jesus Christ, when he came into the world, he was betrayed by his own people. They set him up. They set him up. He looked out in the audience according to what the Bible is saying. He looked out into the audience and said, Father, they know not what they do. Forgive them. But he was surrounded by his own people. That's why I know they must have been black. They had to be. They had to be. They turned him in. And stuff has been started for us ever since. In fact, they have used him against us. They've used him. But if he came right now today, in just normal, and he is here today, just normal. Now, why he didn't have a entourage or some special group that came in with him, flocked on each side by guards and all that. If he came here today and he entered in some of these churches that we had, they would crucify him again. First of all, they say, you're not the one. Because the one that we believe in, the one we trust in, he didn't look like you. We do it. We as a people have to think. Young people, you don't let these old people determine what you sacrifice and what you do. It's your future and your future of your children. I'll be gone, but you got to live on. And it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. Because the closer it gets to our victory, the harder it's going to get. Because they're going to pressure harder. Are you going to be the one to turn your back on your own people? Are you going to be the one that assists them and agree with them when they say that we're no good, that we're gangsters, that we're coup leaders, that we're tricksters, that we're corrupt, and we're deceivers, and we're all that kind of stuff? Are you going to be the one to agree with them? Just like Omar Gaddafi, being betrayed by the very person that he showed his love to, that he helped, that he suggested he was the one trying his best, the African Union, to get it together. And he was betrayed for money, for power. He was betrayed for power, really. And the person that betrayed him is still in power, really. But look at Africa and what it is.
So in 1972, Muammar Gaddafi sided with Idi Amin, and we had to fight him. I fought Muammar Gaddafi. 1979, again, he intervened on the side of Idi Amin. We had to fight him again. But in the end, we made peace.
Mr. President, I started fighting Gaddafi before you started. I started fighting Gaddafi before you started.
Just the same way as Jesus was betrayed, so many have been betrayed. So many have been turned in or ran away from. You remember? Do you remember how the disciples ran away from Jesus? They were afraid. Instead of standing there for him, they ran. They ran. Money, accepting money. Judas accepted money. 30 pieces of silver, which today is not much at all. Silver. I believe it was silver, but whatever it was, the sacrifice he made for the money he got was so little, until he was so disturbed and he threw it away and hung himself. The one thing that we're seeing, that Judas is not dead. He's working through a lot of us, because the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim, one of his close military people, one of his close people around him, was offered $5 million. But fortunately, and praise be unto the Most High, that he turned around and turned it in and let be known the plot that was for his life.
Shocking as one of President Ibrahim Traore's own bodyguards was secretly offered a shocking $5 million by foreign powers. Their goal? To make the bodyguard betray his leader quietly from the inside. But here's the twist that nobody expected. Instead of falling for the trap, the loyal bodyguard went straight to President Traore. He exposed the entire plan and even handed over the $5 million to his leader. And what did President Traore do with the money? He didn't keep it for himself. He immediately used it to build even more schools, health centers, and community projects for the people of Burkina Faso. In a statement, Traore said, "They can offer all the money they want. They can plan all they want. But Africa must rise, and Africa will rise."
For Ibrahim's life. But there's so many people out there that would sell out for just 30 pieces of silver. Because you know, 5 million doesn't last in a lifetime very long. And if you gain money through illegal means, and that kind of means, what do you have to live with? But there's people that are willing to do it. We need to be vigilant, and we need to make a stand. We don't need to run to the hills and standing hiding and wait to see what's going to happen. And that's what happened in the Bible times. It's so reflective of what is going on today. So reflective. And it would seem that those people that Jesus was around, that he helped them so much, he blessed them so much, that how would you see a crowd that would be hollering, "Hang him, kill him, crucify him, crucify him, crucify him"? And I know he must have looked out in the crowd and said, "I healed that one of blindness. I healed that one that was crippled. I healed that one that was insane. I healed that one that was helpless or had mental problems or either had diseases." He looked out in the crowd and they were saying, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Ibrahim, which means the same as Abraham, the father of all nations. You know, I love it. The Most High, what he does, what the Most High does is send us people to reflect his word. He could have picked someone, said named John or Marcy or whatever. But some of you don't want to listen to him because you're listening to him for him to say, "Jesus told me this and Jesus told me that." He's not saying that. He said he's talking to God. He's going to the Father. But because he's Muslim and not Christian, some of you don't want to listen to him. And some of you tell me he wasn't divinely elected, but he was divinely elected. But do you know what? All those that have been divinely elected, we have turned our back against, but not now. Because these young people are getting tired. And let me explain something to you. Everything here in Africa belongs to every black man in the world. It is not an inheritance just for people here on the continent, because they took us from it. We need to make a claim on our inheritance. And we're looking at trying to get aid money, trying to get welfare money, trying to get help investing in these companies that have nothing to do with us. Yes, we're making a little bit of money off of them, but not what we could really be doing. We're selling ourselves out for pennies. For pennies. We had 3 different kinds of, in my lifetime, we've had 3 different kinds of religions, Christian religions, because that's all I've ever known is about Christians. I didn't know too much about Muhammad or Islam until lately. because they're supposed to be the evil ones. But Christians, the one of them, the first one, you were supposed to suffer unto righteousness. The second one was if you were poor, that's okay because God destined you to be poor. And you just praying. Now, he owned the houses on many lands, and he owned all the cattle in the field. He owned everything, but he was teaching you a lesson about your poverty. And we would be in church, and they were moaning and groaning and asking Jesus, would you give me $1? Would you give me a dime? Would you give me a job? And then the third one is they came in with this prosperity gospel. And now, prosperity. First we were praying that you would relieve me from the burdens of poverty. Now we're praying you give me some prosperity. You prosper me. So they got new prosperity gospel. Believe it and receive it however you think about it. So it's three kinds. Where are we going with this? The fact is this. We have someone that has been sent by the Most High, sent by the God that we serve. And we have, as a people, have always served the Most High. We called him different names. In our different languages, we call him different names, or him and her different names, because I believe there's two of them, and you can shout me down if you want to. You can shout me down. I won't discuss that now, but you can shout me down if you want to. We have been sent what we need, but we don't believe that same Bible that we go to church for every Sunday, and some people go on Saturdays. The same one that tells us that the Most High is living here among us. He sees and he knows, and he has provided everything for us. And we're so busy praying for Jolie, Sally, Jimmy, and for the church growth, and for our pastor to be blessed when he goes from one street to the other one, and protect him when he gets up in the plane. That is not in the Bible. That is not in the Bible. So when I look at things and see things, the reason why that man from the West that don't look like you, their skin is pink and yours is black or brown, the reason why he's been able to overcome you is because he brought you a new message and you believe it.
There will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
But ultimately, I think that Africa needs to learn from China, from Korea, from Iran, and from Russia, who first had these beautiful revolutions that commanded the respect. Then they developed their militaries, they developed nuclear bombs, they developed all these sorts of things, and then they built their economies.
President of the United States, I suggest to you that the people that looked at him and saw his brilliance, saw that that brilliance could be used for a purpose that was not our agenda. Now, I'm closing now. The people that chose him know the time that we are living at the end of America's rule as a great power in the world. So I say to all of you in this room and all who are watching by television, we need to pray for our brother and his family and warn America, leave that brother alone.
Are you going to let them to again strip you of what you're entitled to? This is your inheritance, and we need to stand up and fight for it like never before. Ibrahim, I'm joining your military. Ibrahim, I'm doing what I can do as a person to support you. You keep going, young man. Thank you for answering the call. Answering the call of the Most High to establish you at this time. You're a gift from God. Hey, this is Janetta. And we need to discuss this. We need to do more than just passing videos on. We need prayer, we need action. We need action. And there's something that everyone can do. All of us can do something towards our freedom and our liberation, and to change our lives till we start walking around like kings and queens instead of our head hang down, shoulders slumped, not standing up as a proud person to know that who we are. We're the firstborn, of many nations. So this is Janetta. If you like it, share it. Please share it. Comment. And make sure you subscribe to my channel because there's more to come. There's more to come. All right. Hey. Woo-hoo. Talk to you later. Hey, this is Janetta, and you're watching Africa Speak.